My fiancé made me pay for our entire wedding, so I made sure he paid for it forever. David always talked about our dream wedding while mysteriously never mentioning who would pay for his dreams. 3 months into planning, I realized I was funding everything. The venue, catering, flowers, his custom tuxedo, even his groomsman's bachelor party weekend in Vegas. You make more money than me, he'd say whenever I brought up splitting costs. Besides, isn't this what you've always wanted? What I'd always wanted was a partner, not a financial dependent with expensive taste. The breaking point came when he insisted on upgrading to the premium bar package because his colleagues would judge us for serving cheap liquor. Another $3,000 I couldn't afford but somehow had to find. Meanwhile, David was posting Instagram stories from expensive restaurants and weekend golf trips, always managing to find money for his fun while I ate ramen to afford our wedding flowers. 2 weeks before the ceremony, I discovered why he'd been so relaxed about finances. I was looking for our marriage license paperwork in his desk when I found a folder labeled wedding fund containing bank statements for an account I'd never seen, $47,000, meant to pay for our entire wedding twice over, money he'd been saving while watching me stress about every expense, work overtime shifts and liquidate my savings account. But it got worse. His browser history showed weeks of research about protecting assets before marriage and keeping separate finances from spouse. He'd been planning to keep his money hidden even after we were married. I kept digging and found emails with his lawyer about a prenup that would protect his premarital savings, the same money I'd assumed didn't exist while I went into debt for our wedding. That night I made some calls, first to the wedding planner, then the caterer, then every vendor we'd booked. I canceled everything, claiming a family emergency required postponing the wedding indefinitely. Most vendors kept the deposits, my deposits, but agreed to cancel the services. Then I called David's boss, his parent, and every relative who'd received, save the date cards. I'm so sorry for the last-minute notice, I explained to each one. David's been hiding money throughout our relationship and planning to keep it secret after marriage. I found out he could have paid for the wedding himself, but chose to watch me go into debt instead. I can't marry someone who would do that. I sent proof to anyone who asked, minus spirit of a secret account, the front of emails, everything. By morning, David's phone was exploding with calls from confused relatives demanding explanations. His mother left 3 voicemails asking why he'd let me struggle financially while sitting on a pile of money. When David finally confronted me, I was already packing. He screamed, "All those deposits are gone. The venue, the catering, everything." "Your deposits," I corrected. I canceled everything and explained exactly why to everyone who mattered. I handed him the folder with his bank statements. "Congratulations, you finally get to pay for the wedding, even though there isn't one anymore." His face went white as he realized what I'd done. "Everyone knows," I continued. "Your family, your coworkers, your friends, they all know you watched your fiancé refectored go into debt while you hoarded money. They know you were planning to hide assets in marriage." I grabbed my last box and headed for the door. "The deposits are lost, the relationships are damaged, and your reputation is destroyed. But hey, at least you still have your precious $47,000. David tried calling me for weeks, alternating between apologies and threats. His family stopped speaking to him after his mother found out I'd been working double shifts while he played golf with hidden money. 6 months later, I heard through mutual friends that he was still explaining the situation to dates who'd Google his name and find the story shared across social media. Turns out, when you let someone destroy their financial stability for your benefit, people don't forget. I kept part of everything. Every time someone asks why our engagement ended, I show them the bank statements and the timeline. Sometimes the best way to make someone pay for their selfishness is to ensure everyone knows exactly what they're capable of. David wanted to protect his money from marriage. I made sure his money couldn't protect him from the consequences.